be probably a very quick stream, just in case, because I do have to do some like chores and stuff, which is, you know, always boring, but it is what it is. I know that next week I will not be able to do the stream, so I will probably stream this Thursday or sometimes this weekend to, you know, compensate for that. I don't have anything really planned. I just was probably going to do a build stream or just some like, just checking around and like cleaning stuff up, essentially. But yeah. I am considering switching over to Twitch just because YouTube's kind of dead. It's super hard to build an audience on YouTube. I just gotta figure out how to make Twitch actually save the VODs, and everyone I've talked to has said that I have to do it on like desktop to figure out how to save it. But I will figure out somehow to make it save. Because that's like the whole point I switched over to YouTube, is so that there would be a backlog of videos. But I don't know if you have to be like Twitch partner or whatever to have it save, and that would suck, because I could imagine, you know, being frustrated at like, oh, you missed one stream and it was a story stream and now you're behind. Because that doesn't seem fun. The season is changing, so my voice will be just allergies, man. But I don't mind it. Bumblebees! We're probably gonna build a bee farm next to the section. I think this path goes up to Justin's place, which makes sense that, like, yep, there's a path to the, what's it called? Oh, amusement park. Because I built this section, but he added onto it. But yeah, nobody's online at the moment. And I am in survival. I almost jumped off the side of a cliff. You can tell I am used to creative when it comes to building. My goodness. But yeah, planning for the 6-month anniversary. Obviously it's not going to be any lore stuff because that's just, it's meant to be a fun stream. And I don't know if that was the door or the washing machine, but my goodness, that was spooky. But yeah, just a fun, like, little thing. Yeah, maybe for, like, the 6th month, that'll be the time where I switch over to Twitch, because, like, I was getting better numbers when, like, 6 months ago when I was on Twitch. It's just, numbers don't matter to me, accessibility matters to me, and it's like, I'd rather have people be able to watch a backlog, but then also if the story is starting to really kick off, I want it in a place that it can be watched, you know? And not have to rely on YouTube not giving people notifications, and YouTube just, like, being its general horrible platform self. Like, like, it has been my favorite thing in, like, the last 10 years of my life. But man, in the last like 5 years has the platform gone down. It's like you're not going to give notifications, you're not going to send out like actual videos into subscription boxes. It's just like, come on, man. And I know it's all like ad revenue and all that type of algorithm just stuff, but YouTube is going downhill and it sucks because it's literally like, it was my pride and joy for such a long time, but the whole website's kind of broken, which I get. It got too big to succeed, which is like why it's very interesting to watch TikTok, because it doesn't feel like an organic social media, if that makes any sense. Like everything else, it's like, yeah, YouTube grew and developed at its own pace, but TikTok literally feels like it came out the gate with just like, which I know it was Musical.ly before, but like it feels like it came out the gate with just like ad revenue and public knowledge, and like it did not have the like humble beginning that I'm so used to seeing social media have, and that was very strange. I'm gonna just do some farming while I talk. So yeah, after a lot of consideration, if I can figure out how to get Twitch to save the VODs, I'm gonna switch over to Twitch. Because it is super stressful to like do all this and then not have YouTube even work. Which I enjoy Twitch, you know. I tried to like stream on Twitch when I was younger, like literally like back in like 2014. But my Wi-Fi was so bad, it was absolutely dreadful. Like my poor laptop could not run a video game, OBS, and Twitch at the same time. It was delayed by like straight up 15 minutes. It was the worst thing you've ever seen. But yeah. That is something that, like, the second I'm able to, like, actually do it for work or, like, actually do it for school, I'm getting a better computer. And hopefully living in a place with better Wi-Fi, because our Wi-Fi here is just horrible. It's like if you have more than 2 devices on the same Wi-Fi, it just practically crashes. And it's no fun at all. Which, like, I can't wait for, like, there to be, like, a class action lawsuit against, like, Spectrum for speed throttling. Because, like, they are. Like, it's very apparent that that is what they're doing. They are making their internet speeds horridly slow to force customers to buy the better deal. And it's like, no, well, not better deal, bigger package. But, no. It's like, not everyone can do that. And, dude... Like, really, even in a pandemic, when the whole world is kind of reliant on internet services, you're just gonna, like, not provide good internet services? Like, I will never understand. Like, comparatively, like, within, like, the last 5 years, it has gotten slightly better. Because it used to be literally like I would be on my laptop and my sister would be on hers and we couldn't get anything done. And nowadays it's more like it takes like maybe like laptop and then someone being on their phone and it's like goes crazy. Which like, hey, I mean at least it can accommodate 2 devices. It's not like we live in a day and time where practically every person has roughly 1 to 2 devices. But, you know. But yeah. Long story short, story stuff will be like hiking up again, especially because still getting new players. My limit is like 25. I don't want there to be more than 25 players on the realm because I feel like that would be confusing. And like, I don't want to hit like Dream SMP numbers where it literally is like, okay, here's 30 people and they all have storylines. Good luck. It's like, oh no. But definitely, we've laid the groundwork, and this first 6 months have been amazing to just test things and see how things work. But like, information I've gathered from these months are essentially, YouTube is horrible. Like, YouTube will not grow content. Like, which I mean, I've considered like switching and essentially doing like a highlight channel over here on the main channel, but I won't do that unless like audience dictates it. Essentially, like if it's not more so, if it's not like there's if there's not a demand for a highlight section, then there won't be a highlight section, essentially. Because, like, I do, you know, have to focus on, like, work and college outside of Minecraft. So it's like I can only give so many hours in a day to it, which sucks. But yeah, we actually considered, and like this is kind of spoilery, but like for story plotlights, we literally considered having like an in-game D&D night. Like, that's why I have the, like, big table in the throne room. Is so, like, we might literally have, like, a D&D session in Minecraft. It's one of the, like, ideas we've been throwing around. And I thought that would be really funny and cute, because that's, like, many, many years ago. Well, like, 2 years ago, essentially, in, like, 2019. I wanted to do, like, a Minecraft SMP with my D&D group, and obviously, you know, that fell through, but like, it was just an idea I had thrown out, and, like, it's always been something I've kind of been fascinated with, because, like, it would be really fun, but I don't know, it would take a lot of modding, and it would take a lot of, like, setup, but it would be quite the reward to, like, set up a D&D game within Minecraft. Combining just two of my favorite things at one time. Especially because, like, with the pandemic, you know, the physicality of, like, being with other players has been lost, because, at least for my group, we use Discord, and because of how bad everyone's internet is, you know, it's only voice, like, we don't usually see each other's faces or anything. Which is, like, you know, it works. It kind of feels like a podcast, but it's strange, to say the least, when you're used to, like, playing in person. Or even just, like, playing with seeing other people's faces. It's kind of jarring. But yeah. I'm literally so excited, and I will definitely say this when I figure out how to switch over to Twitch and have it saved, but, Amber got permission to come visit us, and I'm losing my mind, because I'm so excited to meet her in person. It's going to be so fun. We're all going to be, like, vaccinated, because, like, you guys know, I haven't left the house since the beginning of the pandemic. I've left literally 12 times since the pandemic started. And I am, like, foaming at the mouth for social interaction, which I know is, like, very, really me, social interaction. Because, like, I'm a very sociable person, but on the introvert-extrovert scale, I'm very much so, like, I like being at home, I like being where I'm familiar, all that jazz. But, like, I can be sociable. Like, I enjoy talking to people. You know, I have very good, like, social cues and stuff of that nature. But, just, when you haven't done it for over a year, the concept of, like, being in a big crowd of people and, like, talking to a big crowd, like, I'm so excited. Like, it's very strange, because, you know, like, if you had asked me, like, 3 years ago what my dream would have been, I would have been like, yeah, you know, live at home, spend all my time on the internet, not have to deal with, like, big crowds, and not have to deal with, like, anything of that nature. And I would have been like, yeah, that's amazing. But, you know, obviously I failed to account, not being able to leave is, very, very just, it's not fun. And it's like, if I was able to live like this and also, like, interact with the public how I normally would have pre-pandemic, then yeah, would have been fantastic, you know? That's like, yeah, careful what you wish for, I suppose. If I knew how long it was, there was stuff I totally would have changed. Like, I would have planned way differently. I would have started streaming way sooner. I would have changed how, like, because I legitimately thought, like, I was like, oh yeah, it'll be 2 weeks, and then I was like, oh, it'll be like 3-4 months. Oh, it's gonna be like 6-7 months, and then I was like, oh, it's gonna be like indefinite, and like, had I known it would have been like more than a year, man, oh man, I would have made so many different changes. Like, I would have planned differently for my job, I would have planned differently for my, like, social situations, like everything. Because I'm the type of person who, like, plans their life out. I know I can't control everything, but I, like, my life is usually planned out 3, 4, 5 years in advance. And, like, to have everything be like, nope, you gotta wait. It's like, I have a plan for going back at least, but man, is it strange. Like, if I could have known that it would have been this long, so many choices would have been different. I probably would have moved in with my boyfriend. Because, like, I love my family, but, you know, you get on your family's nerves. And also, I'm getting to the age where, like, I obviously want to, like, live with my significant other. It's kind of, it feels childish to still be at home, but it's out of necessity and out of safety. But I would have learned how to drive. If I could have, like, went back, I would have been like, okay, you have a year of time to learn how to drive. I would have, like, made myself learn how to drive during this thing. I don't think I'll ever drive. Like, I know that's so, like, cost ineffective and so, like, stupid, but I just, cars, man, like, I'm not a very easily frightened person, but I don't like the concept of, like, driving a 2-ton metal tube. Like, nah, not for me. It's like, okay. But I also don't want to rely on literally every other person in my life to drive me places. So it's obviously quite the dilemma. Because I don't want to be, like, the most, like, can you drive me type person. But also I desperately don't want to drive. I will ride bikes. I will do practically anything to avoid even, like, needing to drive. Which, I mean, that's great for my body, that's great for exercising, then I'm like, yeah, I'll walk, like, a mile. Like, nope, I don't want to drive. It's just cars, man. Cars are weird. Like, I know why, like, right, like, why our cities are engineered around, like, roadways and stuff of that nature. But, like, we need better walking paths and we need better, like, cycling paths. And I know that, like, we're starting to go back to that. Like, we're starting to include, like, bike lanes and better sidewalks. But cars should not be the, like, only thing that we prioritize in city planning. And it makes me frustrated that we do. Because it all goes back to, like, straight up, like, some, like, 1950s, like, type of, like, city planning architect guy that was like, yeah, cars are the future, only plan for cars. And it's like, not everyone knows or wants to drive. Yeah, it's just a responsibility thing. Like, I don't want to be the one moving a 2-ton thing. Like, nope. I'd much rather just be in the passenger seat. Very, very, like, high stakes, responsible stuff in my life. But cars just wig me out. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't like them. I don't like them one bit. Like, I'm fine riding in them. I just don't want to be the one moving them. But yeah, give me any other, like, high stakes responsibility and I'll do exceptionally well with it. But cars, I'm just like, eh. Honestly, I probably should have learned when I was younger, and I think that's part of the reason I'm so hesitant now, is I'm like, the whole fear of failure, which is super stupid, because, like, I know as a concept, it's like, yeah, you're a beginner, you're not gonna succeed. But my brain is like, you're not gonna succeed! And I'm like, no! I'm like, no, you know? It's like, gosh darn it. do 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 dun 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 dun. That's fine. But yeah, I'm hoping to start streaming literally like once a day, and like just like section. Obviously not 2 hours, probably just like 1 hour once a day. That way I can actually like get stuff done and like not be limited to like such a strict, literally only one time a week am I available type setup. Because that would help with like story and stuff like that. Because like obviously, you know, not everyone's going to be able to sync up to such a strict schedule. Plus I think that'll help me with just like my mind and like still being stuck here. It's like, okay, I need something to look forward to every day. And if that's playing Minecraft for an hour, so be it, you know? Just something. Yeah. I do feel very fortunate that I was like, because I have IRL friends, right, who've never made internet friends in their life, and the pandemic really messed them up because they're like, I don't know how to make friends online, I don't know how to socialize with people outside of like being near them, and I was like, what on earth? I was like, oh my gosh, that's gotta suck, you know, like you literally can't make friends unless you're physically near them. And like, so I had to like basically help a lot of my friends be like, well, you see, this is how you meet people online, this is how you make sure they're not crazy. You're not like some 50-year-old man. It's like, there's basic common sense, like, internet stuff that I feel like, it's so weird, right? Because your whole reality is based on your own perspective, but I didn't realize that there were still people who, like, didn't make internet friends, or like didn't like, you know what I mean, like had no sociability outside of like being physically in person, and that like tripped me out because I was like, what on earth? I was like, what is this, the 1950s? Let me go get some more seeds. But yeah, like, could you imagine? I would be, like, if I didn't, which, like, again, you know, obviously there is a limit, and, like, when I was younger, I was pushing it about, like, being active so often online and not, like, because I did, you know, I did, like, school clubs and stuff, I branched out, I wasn't literally living outside of my room 24/7. Oh, Zilch is online, how strange. I wonder if they're watching the stream. But yeah, I just, man, it was like so strange to me to like see, basically, because the amount of people I had to teach how to like use Discord and had to teach to like, I'm like, wow, you're my age and you don't know this. Oh, okay. But yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Because it is, it's just, because like internet culture is obviously very different than like, but having someone my age who's like completely out of the loop, it was like surreal. I was like, what? not even just someone, multiple friends of mine were just like, they were literally like, yeah, I use the internet for school and sometimes for social media. And I was like, what? Especially like desktop or like files and stuff. Like, you wouldn't think people my age wouldn't know how to like open a zip file, but like they don't. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I was so like, like obviously I had the world's crappiest laptop, but I still had access to like essentially a desktop computer, and it's like so many people my age were like, yeah, no, I just always had a smartphone, and it was like, it almost feels backwards to like go from like, yeah, to, I was like, how did you manage that? Like, how did we do a watch party? How do we do a call? And I'm like, what? I was so jarred, man. I was like, what on earth? But yeah, younger me would literally like it's pandemic award that'll get triggered by the algorithm. I don't think so. But like younger me, like if you had set her this pandemic, she would have been set, man. She would have been having a great time. And it's just like older me is the only one. Like it literally happened at the worst time in my life, which was like great. So I'll just switch it. Hi. I'll clear the weather. Why aren't there frogs in Minecraft? That makes absolutely no sense to me that we have like axolotls and fish, but we don't have like other reptiles. Like we don't have snakes, and we don't have frogs. We have turtles, but that makes like no sense to me. The fact that we got like end monsters before we got like cheese and tea. Like, come on. I should get my fishing rod so I'm not just standing around. I want to make sure I'm not in his way. But yeah, it's about to be 4:30. Maybe I'll go to like 4:45, because like that is something that's so strange. Is I'm always like, I want people to be online, and the second someone's online, I'm like, wait, someone's online. Like, I gotta get a better setup so I can, like, just be in VC during a stream. Because, like, my character has not interacted with... In the whole 6 months, our characters have not interacted at all. So I'm, like, at a standstill. I'm like, I guess we're just fishing. Yay! And my game crashed. I was like, why isn't it working? Give me a moment to reset. I'll be right back.